Oh, and dear diarrhea full of shit. Just play along. Me, myself, and I, no one else. I'm so legit. My plan for the basement is when it's done, I'll probably keep, because I don't want it to be cluttered. That's important, things need to flow and be organized. So I'll continue to use the Brita filter and just keep it in the fridge, and that's mostly what I'll drink. But I'll also alternate. I will actually get me, a water machine with like a 5-gallon jug or whatever, and I'll place it on the end, probably facing a certain way. And ice machines, I'm kind of thinking it'll be a little bit more bulky, but the island in the kitchen has an overhang for stools. Like, you could probably fit 4 of them. I might get 2. They usually come in sets of 2 or 3. So yeah, I would prefer 2. Well, I guess I could get 3, and then my nephews could eat there. Maybe I'll get 3 anyway. But then on the very end, I'll have the ice machine, like an ice box. Because ice goes fast, and you get you like some little dinky one that sits on the counter. Yeah, that's a waste of money. Well, that doesn't mean I want an ice box that produces, 15 gallons of ice, but, maybe 5. That'd be good. I like ice, so. And then the mini fridge, like I said, it's got to be practical. I want to make sure, that the stuff fits in there. But yeah, that could just be on the end, of the counter, just chilling, It might be kind of unsightly because you'd see the back, and the back is usually just gray, and that's like where the compressor, line coil, runs up and all that. So that would be kind of unsightly, but I don't really care. So oh shit. Yeah. I mean, I could build something to cover it, and that wouldn't affect its operation because usually it's up against a wall, I could do that. Plus, it would protect it, if somebody wants to accidentally slide something into it. Junk, oh no, so that'd be a good idea. Yeah. And periodically, you want to clean that shit. I mean, every now and then, you should get you a brush to just clean under the fridge, like once a week, once a month, whatever you could get away with. But, once a year, you actually want to pull the fridge out and wipe down behind there and stuff. And it's kind of a pain in the ass, but you don't need to pull the stove out or the washing machine out. But the fridge, it would behoove you to just keep things, clean of dust, so they function efficiently and all that stuff. Well, at least that's how refrigerators used to be in my days. You could take care of them and they'd take care of you. These days, everything's just, you get 5 to 7 years out of it, and that's it. Back in my day, it was not surprising to see your grandparents might have a 30-year-old, fridge, in a basement or something. But anyway, downstairs, I'm actually going to get a vintage pop machine, and I'm going to paint on there, like with a brush, soda, like for my nephews and whatnot. And I'll keep some up here in my, water and stuff. But basically, I'll have kind of the same setup downstairs. So I'll have like a vintage old fridge, and it could be a replica. I don't actually need a legitimate thing. If I can find one, then I will. I might check some flea markets and whatnot. Those things, thing is though, those old fridges, they last forever, but they are energy hogs. But I want to get one for pop, and then get one for beer. And I would paint on, the door somewhere like with a brush. I'd write soda instead of pop, and then I'd write beer. And the soda one would be the closest, because I want to have like a little bar, and I'm going to have it'll only be a bar that would like technically quote unquote seat 4 people, and there would be, I'd probably get some stools just for looks. Maybe I won't, because if anybody was drinking, that would be stupid. You'll just be sitting there staring at the wall. So the stools downstairs, no. I will get 3 up here, even though I got space for 4. I'll have the ice machine. And they'll just be there, whatever. The nephews can eat there. Or me, if I want to have a bowl of cereal or whatever. But downstairs, so I'll have the little bar, and I'll have like glasses, beer glasses, wine glasses, champagne glasses. So in theory, if I was going to entertain, that's where those glasses would be. They would not be upstairs. So if the festivities were upstairs, which they would be when I have a honeymoon and I'm married and all that shit, I will go downstairs and bring those glasses up. But that is just where they will be stored. So they'll have like a little cutout, so, I'll build a shelf, so it's, so it'll have a shelf for stuff. So I'll have 2 shelves basically, the bottom and then 1 shelf in the middle. And then I will have glasses. I might, what I'll probably do? Yeah, I'll have them out of sight, out of mind. They'll be under the bar, but they'll be hanging upside down. And they'll have like the little T cut out, so you know how wine glasses have the base and champagne glasses? So they'll be hanging upside down. And then the beer mugs, I'll have beer mugs, and then like the beer with like the bulb, and then beer just like in a regular like glass. Like I have them in my counter up here. I got 8 of them. I'll have those, where they kind of taper up, and I'll have, however many I want of those, and I'll just have the glasses down there. And then I'm actually going to get 2 separate beer engines, the ones where you kind of push them forward and you get the pressure and you pull them. And I'm going to have one with a regular spout and one with a sparkler spout. And I guess certain beers are better, to use with the sparkler spout and whatnot, and I'll have to do my research. But I'm just going to have, 2 different types of beer down there. And like I said, that's going to be my space, when I'm happily married, with a wife and kids and all that stupid fucking bullshit. Every troll needs a family. And as I said in my trollistic bullshit, the upstairs will be hers. Whoever her, she ends up being. It's still anybody's game. Bitches. But the downstairs will be mine. So it's going to be a little bit more, I'll probably get me a neon light, that says, Foster's, or something like that. Or Budweiser, even though we're supposed to be boycotting them, Probably get one anyway. I might get me an old barber's pole, Again, it could be a replica. I'm cool with that. It would have nostalgic value if it was a real one. It wouldn't be my nostalgic value, but, if I can find one at a flea market or thrift store or whatever, like let them know, give them my card, or give them my number or whatever. I don't have a card, but It might behoove a person, if you're into stuff like that. Like if you're the kind of guy who's into old cars, you see one, you pull in. He says it's not for sale. You pull out a card with just your first, last name, and phone number. That way, they keep it with the rest of their cards. And hey, if you ever change your mind, give me a call. I'll come up here with a trailer and take it off your hands. You know what I mean? So you don't have to be a business owner to have a card, but me personally, I don't. Well, like I said, and just carry, one in your wallet. You use it, you replace it. So, that might be kind of interesting. But anyway, yeah. So I probably won't have the mini fridge downstairs because I'll have an older, just refrigerator down there with my beer. And I'll just come up here, if I want to have me some fruit infused water or whatever. So, and sometimes I'll spend time up here, and sometimes, my honey boo will be down there in my space. We will not, every now and then it might be, if it's after dark, like Farkles, for example. She might want to watch a certain show that's on the same time as the show that I want to watch. So in that case, I'd be downstairs and she'd be upstairs, but that wouldn't be the norm. I'm also going to get a hot tub. And oh, yeah. So I just wanted to share that. So, who's it going to end up being? I don't know. Because like I said, just where I live, I think what might need to happen with me and Farkles is we'll just be a couple, but we won't be married. Now, she's probably going to want to get married because she's all old-fashioned and shit. Well, at least is open to the idea, as am I. I'm old-fashioned. So she might want that, the idea of, having a man and a husband and maybe even taking his name. But she lives in Los Angeles, probably has her whole life. That's where the bachelorette bitches are at. So I live out in the prairie, It's not like I live on some quaint farm, people have property out here, but I live in the sticks, okay? There's nothing out here but just like dirt. A few people have, animals, goats, horses, cows, whatever, but this is not, some quaint countryside with a bunch of trees and rolling green hills and, an Irish mailman with an old truck that just throws my mail out the window and laughs like this. From the movie Funny Farm. Yeah, I don't live in that country. I live in a giant field full of weeds. So, the house is nice and whatnot, but I just don't see, Farkles, committing to this. And I'm not willing to commit to that. So maybe she could come out here for a month. Then we'd stay separated for a month, and I'd go out there for a month. You know what I'm saying, dog? So, but that's not traditional. That's not, me coming home from work every day, with my steel lunchbox and my shit kicker boots from a hard day at the salt mine, driving a bulldozer, to my lovely wife, making dinner. I don't take a knee, and the kids run up, "Daddy, Daddy," and I roughhouse with them in the front yard while she makes dinner. Or maybe dinner is made, and then whatever the process is, maybe they need a little bit of help with their homework, whatever. Although, is she going to homeschool? Farkles homeschooling. Did I say that out loud? Anyway. Yeah. Or I'll just do all that shit by myself.